Diving into the teachings of traditional Tantric yoga has changed my view of everything. It's allowed me to fully step into what I love and know to be true, and at the same time opened a whole new realm of opportunities and teachings and wisdom that I am able to access now.
That's kind of the path for me now. It sounds mad, right? I mean, I've been blessed enough to be here around the practice for 1.5 years practicing. I had Rod Striker training a few weeks before, but this kind of deep dive into what it all means and how we can live our lives through a tradition that's so old and yet has more answers for me personally than anything else going around right now was mind-blowing, and it just all sort of slotted into place, and for me now it's really clear of where I'm going in terms of growth and where I hope to contribute as well. So life-changing, life-affirming, all that kind of stuff.
Doing the yoga teacher training in traditional Tantra Hatha has been a totally new experience for me. I did my first teacher training 2 years prior to this. I teach yoga myself in New Zealand already. And I knew I was coming here to start something new and learn in a totally different way, but I didn't think it was going to be so in-depth. I didn't think it was going to be so powerful. The energies that we focus on here are intrinsic to all parts of our being, to our life, way beyond the mat, to our relationships and the way we approach everything that we do and all the relationships we have.
You know, it's crazy because coming from a place where I thought I knew a little bit about yoga, and then coming into this teaching and this lineage, and then that just kind of going, nah, you don't really know that much. And now my mind is like pulsing with intellect and energy and like more thoughts and words, and I think it's just something that I wish everybody would know, basically. It should be something that's taught from a very young age, and I'm sure it was at some point in life, back many, many thousands of years ago, but I really hope to be able to teach and reach out to as many people as I can about Tantric Hatha Yoga. It's a way of life, and I really want to bring it to everything I do, to my heart, to the way I live my life. I already was doing it, I didn't know I was, which is great. And I hope to share this with literally everybody I know.
The silent retreat was so beautiful. Such an incredible way to land and ground into Bali and into the atmosphere of the practice. The silence was so soothing to come from the worlds we're coming from and into this world. It was such a lovely transition.
The silent retreat was a perfect way for me to drop in because I'm not someone that loves small talk, and when 35 people come together, it's natural for us to sort of fumble and ask simple questions, and we were able to completely bypass that and just kind of get to know each other energetically, if that makes sense. Just in complete silence, just respectfully, doing yoga next to each other and just kind of getting into each other's space in a much nicer way, so that when the training itself started, it was kind of, how's it going? Yeah, cool, and we were already in a very different zone, so I loved it.
The silent retreat was right up my alley. It's exactly how I wanted to start something like this, to be able to have an experience with these other yoga teacher trainees alongside me without having to have the usual like, hey, where are you from? What do you do back home? To kind of drop the story, leave the story back home, and just arrive in a space together, in a really beautiful space. And just have an experience together and share energies together without the usual chit-chatter. That was a great launching pad for the month ahead. I love being silent.
And I was dying to find out with people where they're from, who they are, and it just really forced us to share this space for each other without using this, which we're always doing.
The cleansing ceremony was truly beautiful, a lovely gift to walk into, and it really set the tone for how reverent and lovely and considered and thoughtful the whole teaching and training is.
Just interested, you know, just kind of watching. I was one of the last people to basically get coconut water poured on their face. And on one level, it's sort of like, okay, what's that about? But, you know, introducing the idea of ritual and tradition from the moment we were there was really profound. And that had a deep impact on me that I wasn't expecting, and it set the tone for the rest of the course. So again, I loved it.
The first day was pretty fun. It was like, it's always a bit overwhelming. You've met 35 people for the first time, and like you've got 34 names being thrown at you, and then suddenly somebody's pouring some coconut water over the back of your head, and I'm like, it was amazing. It was really cool. It was like, okay, this is tradition straight away. It was an immersion from the beginning, and a really nice experience to have with all my future friends, you know, in the very first moments together.
Wow, the opening ceremony feels like many, many years ago. I remember feeling, you know, this kind of overwhelming sense of coming together with these other people that I had no idea of who they were, where they're from, and just knowing we're traveling this unknown journey together.
This training is a beautiful opportunity to learn how to teach yoga, but mostly learn how to truly live as a beautiful human being. You get to step into deeper aspects of yourself and lean into the wisdom that is ancient and trusted. It's a really comforting and opening place to be. If you are interested in going beyond asana as a tool for kind of fitness and movement, and you've got questions around, you know, deeper kind of spiritual aspects of energetics and you know, how to live life beyond kind of what you do on your mat, there's nothing else I could recommend higher than coming to this course and learning from these people. Mic drop. Just come. It's yeah, it's been incredible.
To anybody that wants to dive into what yoga means outside of these fancy shapes that we make, then this is a really, really special place to do it.
Yeah, for any future student, come knowing that it will not be easy. Come knowing that it's going to be more sitting down than moving around, and come knowing that leave your ego at the door and be humble. That's it.
Ekadashi is a profound practice. I had some really incredible personal breakthroughs, but also some really subtle and soft, energetic releases.
Ekadashi is a powerful breathing technique that, despite the fact that I've done lots of breathing techniques before, kind of blew my mind away. I didn't realize that truly different areas of your life can be kind of triggered, purged, and it's a real science, and lots of stuff came up for me in certain areas, and I was able to make sense of some of it I wasn't, and that wasn't really the point. It was a serious technique that's not to be messed with, it's to be treated with reverence, and it's yeah, it's really something that I've really benefited from.
Ekadashi, quite simply, was a really beautiful 11-day journey. Interesting 11-day journey. It was something different for everybody. But a journey that I felt really privileged to embark on, with it being something that's really been passed down through the lineage that has come to Octavio. I felt really grateful and really honoured to be able to take part in such like an ancient tradition. Wonderful practice, loved it.
Ekadashi was a complete ride, a roller coaster with many loops, bumps, hiccups. It just kind of grabbed me by I can't even talk about it because it was so intense. It kind of grabbed me by the shoulders and just shook me around until I came out with who the hell I really was. And yeah, thank God that I did it, because without it, everything would have been stuck in there. So pretty intense, but certainly glad that we were pushed into it.
Is beautiful. What a lovely opportunity to fully dive into the cleansing practice. Completing Ekadashi with Tirtha Empo was a profound punctuation for my experience.
Again, you know, post Ekadashi, we've had this sort of deep experience when lots of stuff is coming up, and then suddenly we're again just essentially sort of, you know, holding our heads under different spouts of water. But beyond that, it was it's a very sacred space, and having been tuned in energetically to your body and your surroundings for such a long time, I was really able to drop into that space again, and I got something very, very beautiful from it. So yeah, what an addition to yoga training, you know? Just really well thought out, and yeah, perfect.
To end our 11-day Ekadashi practice with a trip to the water temple here in Bali was really, really special. I really felt the tradition of the place that we've been practicing in come to life. Like, we're not only practicing these traditions in a beautiful yogashala, but we're doing so on the island of the gods, or so they call Bali. So being able to go and immerse yourselves in the holy water as the Balinese and Indonesian do, that was a really special and authentic way to come out of an 11-day, quite intense practice.
Oh, the trip to the water temple was so intensely beautiful. Such a sacred space, and to be able to share it with so many other beautiful people that we have been able to make this journey with, the teachers, our fellow yogis. Just something about it, after learning the history of Tantric Hatha, and you know, the incredible tradition and lineage that we're now blessed to be a part of, to go and then feel this intensity in that water was just, it was like a wash of everyone's souls kind of collected together. So yeah, it was a very soulful experience. Namaste.
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 Namaste, and namaste to the practice. Mwah.
Yeah.
Just do it. No, yeah, no, I don't. That's not what I want to say.
Thank you.